All right, topic 2, technically. So this one's taking a break from like the current stuff, or at least events. Um, I want to talk about. We kind of touched on this briefly last time, like real quick. But I want to know like superstars or wrestlers that grew on you like over time. So maybe at first when you experienced them, who the fuck is this guy? Blah blah
Yeah.
blah, and they kind of grew on you. I used the example of last time of Edge, as a heel, where I was like, oh, this guy, fuck this guy. Obviously, he's a bad guy. Blah blah blah. But like he won me over. And it was the
Gotcha.
same thing with the Hardys, like going back and watching those ladder matches, seeing Edge and Christian, and being like,
Hmm.
they won't, at least on the like ladder match DVD box set I had, or where I'm like, they won't lose. It's just like, every
Yeah.
time. So yeah, if there's anybody that stood out particularly that maybe, like I said, grew on you over time.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. There's a couple like I didn't love right away,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, the first one that came to my mind actually was Mark Henry.
Okay.
Not sexual chocolate Mark Henry,
Mm-hmm.
the Hall of Pain Mark Henry.
Yep.
Um, like looking back at it now, like that version of Henry is one of my all-time favorites.
Mm-hmm.
It's just when he started, I was like, okay, it's Mark Henry. He's never going to be champion, so why am I going to like hitch to his car type of thing and
Mm-hmm.
and follow him along? So happy I did because that was awesome. His fake retirement speech,
Oh
oh,
my God, that was...
beautiful. And then the other one that that came to mind was Big Show.
Okay.
Uh, Big Show is just another big dude. I don't really like the super powerful big men just
Mm-hmm.
because they're one dimensional usually.
Yeah.
And then during Attitude Era when they give Big Show some comedy to do,
Mm-hmm.
I think is when he really grew on me. Like when he would dress up as other characters like Fat Bastard
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, Big Show he's a really incredible wrestler and a sport entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are the two that immediately come to my mind. I'm gonna try to think of some others.
Yeah, I got another one. So, we talked about last time how we're big Hardy fans.
Yeah,
Obviously, Jeff and Matt went to do their own thing in TNA for quite a bit.
sure.
Broken Matt Hardy was one for me that I was like, what is this? So, I
Yeah.
watched Final Deletion when that came out. Once it was, like, not on air, but when it was on YouTube or wherever they published it.
Mhm.
I couldn't stop laughing my ass off and wondering what is going on with this character. And
Yeah.
then slowly it just got me. I was like, all right, let's go. We're chugging along. I like it. But yeah, I remember distinctly just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Matt, what are you doing? What are you doing?
That is a good one. That is a good one because we know the Hardys from Attitude Era as
Mhm.
being like these high flying, put their bodies on the line type of thing. Not really having. No, I shouldn't say that because that's not true. I was gonna say like not having like super outgoing personalities,
Mhm.
but then to see him go from version 1 Matt Hardy, which I love, and then him just like talking in this weird accent
Yeah.
and deleting worlds and talking about Brother Nero and the
Yep.
lake of reincarnation. Like, what the hell? The
Mhm.
mower of lawns? Like, come on. What is this?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely that's a good one.
I mean, sticking on that train, it didn't grow on me, but Willow was another one where I was like, what are we doing with
What was
this?
that you cut out? I'm sorry.
Willow? So TNA, Jeff went
Oh,
undergrew his persona from like when he was a teenager, early 20s of Willow. And I was like, okay. I mean, I like it, but you're doing the same. Like, they didn't even try and be like, oh, it's a new person. They're like, Jeff Hardy's broke in his head, and now he's this guy. It's like, aha, cool.
I like how they took it from like his new name as Willow from one of his actual moves in the ring.
Yep.
Like, where was the originality there? Yeah, man. All the other ones that I loved are like big names, and I kind of instantly loved them. Like Bray, the moment I first saw him was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Daniel Bryan. You know what? Here's one. Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett, when he first came up, was a weasel and I didn't like him. And then when he was Bad News Barrett, it was like, yeah,
Then he
yep,
caught
you
some
got
fire.
something here.
See, I like the Nexus and I like what they were doing, but yeah, I agree. He definitely blew up with Bad News. And did you hear about him in AEW? Apparently, he's going there.
I did. I saw the image. That's awesome.
Yeah, so good for him.
I'm actually quite excited to be on the ground floor of AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Just because so I can see what it's all about. Because I've heard so many things about so many of these incredible wrestlers that are going there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to be on the ground floor of a brand new wrestling promotion. Because
Yeah.
we don't really get that
No.
ever.
The last one I can think of is maybe Lucha Underground, honestly.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah.
Even that was like too overproduced.
Yeah, and they're seasonal and stuff. I mean, which is fine. It's something different. It's a variety, but like that's where I first saw Ricochet with Prince Puma. I was like,
Yeah.
huh, okay. And I mean, Brian Cage blowing up there, and now he's in TNA and doing his thing. And I mean, I learned about Cage from my buddy Dio, because way back when he was a kid, they wrestled together. They did like an independent show. And so I was like, oh, all right, I'll check this guy out. I'm like, Jesus Christ, he's huge. But yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting situation, like you said, seeing it from the ground up and where it goes. Another example I can think of somebody I didn't really connect with, but then grew on me, is MVP, Montel Vontavious Porter. He was one that,
Okay.
yeah, I was like, all right, you get it. You're cocky and money, and then him and Matt Hardy doing their thing with the tag belts and the U.S. belt was great.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, he was good. He was talented. I mean, he might not have been the best ever,
Yeah.
but I enjoyed him.
You know what? I just thought of one. And
Nice.
it's because of when this wrestler came out, I hated the character. I thought it was stupid and demeaning.
Okay.
It's Eugene.
Oh.
Because coming out as like a mentally disabled human being, and
Yeah.
the way they treated him.
Yeah.
But then when he got in the ring, he was badass. And like, he was a great in-ring technician. I love that little twist on it. But sure, there was some comedic value there, but it was very off-putting when he first
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah, I
And
don't
then
think
it grew on me.
I ever saw him wrestle. I saw like, the highlights or whatever, like you said, where they use them for comical stuff.
Yeah.
Like the musical chairs with Chris Jericho and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't think I ever saw him wrestle. So him was one. He was one that was like, especially like you said, because the character.
Yeah.
Sticking with the MVP, the early 2000s era. Another one I just thought of, Mr. Kennedy, Ken Anderson. I hated him
What
so
a
much,
waste of potential.
and I loved it.
That was during the off years when I stopped watching.
Gotcha.
But I would see clips of just this man screaming his last name for such long periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has the look. He had the
Yeah.
look. I'm shocked that he didn't have a run with the main title eventually. Sheamus kind of grew on me a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but that was like I hopped back in when he already had a couple runs with the WWE title.
Yep.
Now he's just like, is he even wrestling anymore?
Yeah, him and
Like
Barb.
on SmackDown, Cesaro just joined Rusev and Shinsuke, and there was no Sheamus on the entire show,
Oh.
which I thought was weird on the shakeup.
As far as I know, he's not injured.
Oh, okay, unless they moved him and separated the team.
Oh God, another one. Yeah, I don't know. As far as I know, he's not hurt. But yeah, I don't know if that would be a bad move, or I don't know if that'd be a good move if they did split him up. Yeah, I think those are the big ones that I can think of off the top of my head. Sheamus has a concussion. Ah. Okay.
All right, so that explains it.
Yeah. I don't know. You got anybody else that you can think of off the top of your head?
No, I mean, it's not really that they grew on me, but I'm happy where the women's wrestling's at now. Looking back at some of the Attitude stuff is really hard to watch.
Yeah.
It's real hard to watch, and I'm happy that they're giving their time to shine and they're crushing it. So, I guess
So I got one more. This was the big one that I wanted to use. And I'll kind of use this to transition into the next topic. So we talked about them earlier and how they're your brand. Iconics.
Yeah.
I didn't get it at first. Like in NXT, they tried numerous like variations of it. Like I like them together. Yeah. They tried like the real we're bad chicks and blah blah blah. We're just beat up on you. And then they kind of transformed into this comedy route. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. Yeah, WrestleMania finally clicked for me of what they're trying to do with them. Mm-hmm. They're Lay Cool 2.0. And that's another one I was like, I don't get this. But then it made sense. I'm like, okay. All right, you got me.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I also love that since they've won the titles at Mania, they've lost in every match.
Yeah, that one...
Minus the throwaway team on SmackDown.
Yeah, that I'm a little 50-50 on. I know the wrestling group has been too. Yeah, they should lose, but I kind of also feel like they should do what they did at Mania, more of the sneaky stuff.
Sure.
I think my dad said they should be like Edge and Christian, like how they were always kind of pulling a fast one on people. So I think if they kind of get that aspect and then keep the Lay Cool stuff they're doing, like I think it'll be perfect.
Yeah, I love those two together. They grew up together, so you can totally tell the chemistry, and yeah. They make me smile when they come out because they're so fun to watch.
Yeah.
They're just during the Elimination Chamber, like when the pot opened up.
And they're panicking
and
they
were cowering. They're so good at what they do, and what they do is important. Not everyone can be the best wrestler in the ring.
Right.
You need these type of characters in pro wrestling, and they're nailing it. And I'm happy they got the titles because they are the only legit women tag team in WWE. I'm just hoping they get to hold it for a little while.
Yeah.
Even if it's the same length as Sasha and Bayley, I think that's totally fine.
So transitioning into the next part of this topic, because we'll keep this topic too, I guess. Gimmicks that don't connect with you. Like, what are some characters that you don't really connect with? Like I said, Iconics were that for me for a while, and I alluded to it earlier with Corbin, NXT Corbin I liked.
Yeah.
I don't really like fancy dressed Corbin. I don't get it. I get the hair situation. He felt like he had to do that, but I don't know. It's just like,
I'm gonna say it, and this might offend some wrestling fans. Whatever version of Orton this is, I hate.
Okay.
Whatever this Randy Orton thing is, it's a watered down spot monkey version of Randy Orton. I don't like it at all. He just comes out, he RKOs. Yeah, I guess that's his brand thing, but it's boring. Go back to the Legend Killer Randy, like the psychotic, hearing voices and like punting people Randy. Then I'll be back on board. But whatever this is now, I guess he's still reeling from when he kept losing to Jinder. Like, I don't understand, but like it's not clicking with me at all.
Yeah.
The Lars thing has potential, but right now he's just another. He's another legend killer. He's just coming out and beating up on all these old dudes. Okay.
Yeah, he strikes me as like what Braun was when he first arrived, of just like, I'm big, I'm gonna yell, yeah, and then do whatever. Exactly. So yeah, I agree with that. I talked about Matt Riddle earlier. Like he's one I have no problem with, but I'm like, okay, bro. Yeah. I hate the music.
Oh, it's bad.
I hate the music.
Bro.
I'm fine with the bro, but then it's like weird 80s GTA porno music. I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah. I'm still shocked that he's even in WWE with his history with weed.
Yeah, he tweeted out today.
I know. I'm
happy holidays.
Yeah, Riddle's a good one.
Ooh, Papa Griff says Rusev and Shinsuke. See, okay. What they're doing now, yeah, it's weird. They're at that weird in-between, like, we don't know what to do with you. Here you go. But if we went back to Rusev crushing people and then Shinsuke just being Shinsuke, like, okay, I get the heel turn. I feel that was the beginning of the downfall. Yeah. Like, he could do bad guy stuff, like
Yeah.
get more aggressive or whatever, but I don't know. When they got rid of the theme where everybody was singing along, and I got the like
Yeah.
angsty rock version of it, I don't know. It's just like, so I get that.
I didn't like Asuka for the longest time.
Okay.
It didn't click with me
Mhm.
at all. Now I totally get it because I actually watched her wrestle. But it was okay
Mhm.
at first. Yeah, it's hard to, because they all end up growing on me, which is weird.
Yeah, you give anything time, because I mean, yeah.
I should have said this for the last one, but the Lacey Evans thing, I'm all on board now.
Yeah, I wish she was doing more. Like,
Yeah.
I get what, because she can wrestle. Like, I saw her a few times in NXT. I was like, okay, yeah. But yeah, she debuted at Royal Rumble officially in the ring, and that was rough. I get nerves and stuff like that. So, I
Yeah.
mean, that didn't really put her in the best light. So maybe that's why people hate on the just walking out type stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a build of the walkout and just, mind games or, hey, I'm here type thing.
Another one that just popped in my mind, Natalia.
Mm.
It's just not clicking with me.
No.
I get she's got this long lineage, but
Yeah.
what else is there to you? Like when she was a heel and she was champ, what was that last year? That was
Possibly.
I think that was a step in the right direction, but then she turned into Cat Lady. Natalia,
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
oh god. No,
Yeah, I
no.
100% agree with that. She's always been one that I'm like iffy on. When her and Beth were a thing, like back, that was good. But
Pin up
other than
strong.
that, yeah, it's just like, I don't know. She's not great. She's not bad. She's just okay.
Yeah. I put her and Tamina in the same category.
For sure, 100%, 100%. I had some. Okay, this one's going back a while, and by a while I mean maybe 2 years, 3 years. But when early NXT call-ups, Jason Jordan and Ty Dillinger were a tag team, that had nothing going for them. Those were two guys they struggled with for a while, and I mean. When Jordan and Gable got together, money. You split them up. Why? And then Ty obviously found his own thing. Money. Then you don't put him on TV. Why? So
Yeah.
those guys were rough for a while, and that was just a missed catch or whatever.
I actually really miss Jason Jordan.
Yeah, I thought he'd be back by now. I thought
I
he
guess
would
his
show up.
injury's worse than.
Yeah, it's one of
they
those that's. Because I feel bad for Gable, too, because, he's amazing in the ring. And, I know people weren't 100% on him and Bobby Roode together. As I talked to you last time, I don't watch really week to week, but watching them the Monday after, I was like, oh, they got the entrance time down together and everything. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I could see why this could be good. Maybe it's just not clicking on every facet, but, yeah, they got to invest in him.
Yeah, they do, and that's another one that just popped in my head of one that's not clicking with me. It's face of Bobby Roode.
Yes, he needs to
I
be
don't
healed.
don't understand it at all. He's as generic can be.
Mm-hmm.
If you just take away that theme song, he's just another old school wrestler type thing. And as a face, when he was in NXT, he was the heel, and he was like, "I'm the best. You have to step up to my level," type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. That's the Bobby that I want.
They tried that Monday. Obviously, you were there, but they cut a little
Yes.
one of those backstage promos things, and it seemed like them as a team were gonna go heel. They're like, we need to do
All right.
whatever we need to win now. So it's
I'd be fine with that.
yeah. So him as heel, I agree. Now you had to break him up. Had blah, blah, blah. Had that to end. Bobby versus AJ or bring back Beer Money. On the Beer Money scenario, James Storm was in NXT for 1 week and then he left. So that was disappointing. I was hype as shit when he came. I was like, yes!
I wasn't familiar with them, so.
Oh, yeah, that was I watched TNA the year before with them. So I was hype. I was excited. And then, him in NXT, I was like, oh, this is good. But yeah, he was there for 1 week. And then he's like, bye! So,
Here's an interesting one.
mhm,
Were you always? Now they're huge, obviously, and we
mhm.
talked about how awesome Kofi's win at Mania was. But
Ooh,
were you always a fan of New Day?
no.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get the whole like preaching gimmick type thing.
Power positivity.
And I didn't even with like the more wacky version, I guess you could call them now, with the unicorn stuff. Yeah, there was
Yep.
a couple times I'm like, uh-huh,
Yeah.
okay, sure,
Hmm.
whatever. But yeah, if they're just them now, fine. But
Yep.
the hard parallels that they got,
Yeah.
it's just like, hey.
Yeah. I'm happy that they didn't give up on them when they first came out, because when they
Right.
first came out, it was very. It was what they were going for. They were very preachy,
Mhm.
and which I understand that was the vision. But I'm so happy that they leaned into it, and they were awesome heels that cheated almost every single time
Yep.
to win. And now they put on some of the most entertaining matches, and I love their characters.
Anybody else? Characters I didn't connect with.
Shockmaster.
What do you mean? You the voice and everything. Oh yeah, there was quite a few bad ones back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
How about Fake Diesel and Isaac Yankem?
Oh, they were my favorite. What are you talking about?
Earthquake and Tugboat.
Tugboat, yeah. Typhoon was good.
Yeah.
You needed it. Bad guys, sure, but yeah, boy.
That gimmick battle royale, I think, what was that? Mania.
16?
It's either
18?
16 or 17, I think.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Man, that is a trip to watch.
Mm.
Just bring back all these old wrestlers with awful gimmicks and to throw them in the ring and try to see them throw each other over the top rope.
Yeah.
That was, whew,
Okay.
what a time to be alive.
Well, I guess last question to wrap up this second topic.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the puppeteer promos that we're seeing?
I think I tweeted out while I was there on Raw. Like,
Did you
Did I
guys
just-
see that?
yeah,
Or am
did
I
you see that, or
tired?
am I just real tired from wrestling all weekend? I think it's cool. If it is in fact Bray, I'm excited to see whatever
I
this.
feel
version
it's
of
gotta
Bray is
be.
back.
Yeah.
Some people were saying, and I don't know how true or valid it is, but on the box the umbrella is face forward, so it could be Marty,
Oh. Okay.
which would be interesting. That'd be cool. I
Mhm.
don't think it is. I really do think it's Bray. I also saw a joke on Twitter that this is Bray and JoJo's baby announcement video, which was hilarious. I do think it's Bray. I can't think of anyone else with that kind of aura around him.
Yeah, and there was a buzzard vulture puppet.
Yeah.
And then you got the girl, which is potentially Sister Abigail. So yeah, it makes sense. But I like the umbrella
excited.
theory. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that because I didn't notice that.
I mean, I miss Bray on
Mhm.
TV.
Yeah. If he does stuff and, is his spooky, creepy, whatever gimmick you want to call it, then yeah, I'm in. But if he's just the pop in every once in a while, then it's like,
Yeah, I definitely, if he comes back, or when he comes back, I want him to be back. I don't want him to go weeks without being on TV and
Yep.
just showing up for some feuds here and there.
Yep.
I want to see him every single week because he is another top tier character, which I think would be good for whatever brand he's on.
Mhm.
Like, where would you see this puppeteer dude version of Bray? Which show do you think would be better after the shakeup?
Have they been showing the promo on both?
They've been showing it on both.
Ew, rough. Okay.
I'm sure we're going to talk about it next, but the SmackDown got significantly improved
Yes.
after the shakeup, which I'm very happy about.
I'm trying to think of who I want to see him fight or like go against.
Yeah.
Because you got Finn on SmackDown. That could be cool.
I would love to see Bray and AJ.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too.
You know what would be kind of entertaining? Bray and Miz. That'd be kind of interesting because
Yeah.
I love Miz.
I think you'd have to flip Miz back to a heel, though.
Yeah, true. But there's one that I didn't love at first, Miz,
Yes.
and now he's killing it.
Yeah, I loved him and Morrison when they were
yeah.
together. That was
Yeah.
good. Yeah, for sure.
I think Bray would probably be better on Raw, just because now SmackDown has Roman and Finn, and we've already seen Bray versus both of them a bunch.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Well, as you alluded to, moving on to topic 3, it's the superstar. Oh boy, superstar shakeup, and our thoughts with that. So, if you're not a wrestling fan, they do this every once in a while. They either do a draft or they do the shakeup, or people switch their shows so then they can fight other people more regularly, and it creates new storylines and stuff like that. So we didn't have not a terrible amount of people switch, but I don't know, I want to say 10 to 12 each way.
Yeah.
So yeah, any standouts that you can think of?
Yeah, there's a couple, but I want to start this off with I don't like how they did it this year.
Mm-hmm.
It was very vague about what show, what it meant to have them be on what show.
Yeah.
For example, Lars showed up both nights.
Yep.
And I thought he was on Raw, then he showed up on SmackDown, and then on SmackDown they say, "Oh no, Lars is now on SmackDown."
Yeah, that is confusing.
Okay. There were some that were not even shown on TV, but they said afterwards, which kind of stinks.
Just online or whatever. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think the first one we saw on Monday, well, Miz coming to Raw is fine. It's great.
Yeah.
But the Viking experience, man. Why? I mean, I love that they're up because they're a super talented tag team, and now that Raw has Ricochet, Aleister Black, the Usos, I'm gonna call them the War Raiders because that's what they are.
Amen.
and the Revival, and those are 4 solid teams that can put on pretty incredible matches. So I'm excited for that. But to change the War Raiders to the Viking experience, and not only just the tag team name, then they changed their individual names from Hanson and Rowe to Eric and Ivar. Come on. Makes no sense.
Mm-hmm. So here's a full list of everybody that swapped.
Yeah.
So going to SmackDown from Raw, we have Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, Elias, Bayley, Ember Moon, Kairi Sane, Lars Sullivan, Buddy Murphy, Liv Morgan, Chad Gable, Apollo Crews, Mickie James, and then Otis and Tucker of Heavy Machinery.
Oh, so they did split up Gable and Rude.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Going from SmackDown to Raw, we have AJ Styles, The Miz, Ricochet, Aleister Black, Eric, Ivar, Andrade, Zelina, Rey Mysterio, Usos, Naomi, EC3, Lacey Evans, Eric Young, and Cedric Alexander.
Yeah.
Hey, so yeah, the name change of the War Raiders to Viking Experience.
And then to find out that Vince has an issue with the word war being
But you had a thing called War Games.
Not even just that, but Raw is war.
And that too, yeah.
I don't understand it at all. I hope they realize that it's stupid.
Oh, please.
They give him a new name.
Yeah.
Or just give him back.
Just go back. Just go back. Just don't make it more convoluted. Joe to Raw too? Was that not on the list? Yeah. There you go, yeah.
I want to say that my most exciting ones out of those that aren't huge names is Buddy and Cedric being on the main roster and not relegated to 205 Live.
Yeah.
I always said that Cedric Alexander is bigger than the Cruiserweight division. He needs to be more ruthless, from a character standpoint. He's very happy-go-lucky. But he's incredible in the ring. And Buddy Murphy has been putting on some of the best matches in the past year.
Yeah.
On any card. So I'm happy that they might have a shot to get some mid-card titles. Imagine a Buddy versus Finn intercontinental title match.
Yeah, it'd be really good.
That'd be insane. those are great. I think the women going to SmackDown that they got are awesome and boost that division a ton.
Yep.
Like I said earlier, tag team on Raw is stacked. Andrade on Raw, that match was incredible. I love Andrade. I think he's one of the best in the world. So for sure, that's good.
Afro Sidebar says, "Yay, Wrestle Talk."
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Yes, Prince Pretty does deserve better. Yes, he
Oh,
does.
yes, he does. I did feel bad for Xavier.
Papa
I feel
Griff's.
real
Oh
bad.
yeah, because the whole time he's like, "We want him."
It's not even that. This entire Up Down crew got moved to Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Papa Griff.
I do feel bad for Prince Pretty. Tyler Breeze deserves way better.
Yeah, that's one concern I have with Cedric and Buddy. Not that they don't deserve to move or anything. Mustafa was doing this too, which, oh my god, why are we dropping first names again? People have names, Vince. Let them have a first name and a last name.
Oh god, that one hurts.
But like the guys on 205 were kind of pulling double duty.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just concerned for the 205 brand, like with these names, because like I said, they're definitely deserving. They're good athletes, like you said. I'm just concerned. How long can 205 last? We got Aiden's doing commentary. He's not even wrestling over there. You got Lucha House Party, which all three individuals can wrestle, but the gimmick, that's another one, I don't think is working. You got that NXT guy now there that's
Oney Lorcan.
Thank you. He's good. He's good.
Yep. Tony Nese is champ.
Niece's champ, yep.
Jack Gallagher. Drew Gulak, who's awesome.
I think Tozawa's great, but
Yep.
it just hasn't like hit a spark. Like I liked him in Cruiserweight Classic. I thought he won me over. He was one that was like, I don't know if I like you. And then as the thing went on, I was like, yeah. But he's just kind of like, going up. I don't know. It's weird. I'm just concerned for that show. I don't know. I'm glad they're up.
I'm with you.
I'm concerned.
It's in a really weird time too. Like I don't know why it's on after SmackDown. Because being there on Tuesday night and having the show end from Kofi, celebrating a little bit with his family at ringside, and then them having to rush off the set. 205 live time, and it's a really weird. And it was funny to see everyone leave. And then the producers scrambling to fill in seats on the camera side. Like they would pull people from the other side to fill in.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I'm with you. 205 Live has some catching up to do. I don't know what kind of move they can make.
Yes, Cyborg's got a point here. At least Triple H is running it, which, that's great. It could be like very early NXT because he's been in charge of that, I believe, for a good chunk of it. But like that took a little while to get the ball rolling. But I agree, a bigger division would be good. So maybe take the Tyler Breezes, take the whoever's, and put him there. Is Kushida going to 205? I think he's going NXT. He had a debut on a taping. Pretty sure.
I think he teamed with Riddle.
Okay.
For a match or something.
So I believe Kushida's going to NXT, but he could be a good one. Speaking of 205, that's a loss too. He left a little while ago, but Tommy, he was good.
Yeah.
Rip. But yeah, I agree. A bigger division there would be good because it feels like they do a lot of repeats. Also, where's my boy Brian Kendrick at?
Yeah.
I saw I shaved the beard, and now he's like gone. He's still there.
Yeah, it's weird.
He's still there, but he doesn't do anything. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's weird that they split up the Riot Squad.
I know. I hate it.
It's kind of a bummer. I think they work really well as a trio. And I think if you moved anybody, I thought Ruby would have probably made more sense.
Yeah, because Ruby can crush it on her own. But I feel like you said they had a good thing going with the trio. It could have been a New Day / Shield / whatever other trio we're going to talk about situation where Ruby's the main card single title and then the other two are the tag team title like people. It's just like rest in peace. That was that was a hard hitter.
I just hope Liv doesn't get lost in the shuffle
For
over
sure.
at SmackDown because
Mhm.
now there's Charlotte stayed, Bailey's there,
Yep.
Asuka, Kyrie.
Yeah, she wasn't that
It's
big
stacked
in NXT by herself. So like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be getting.
I can imagine like a Carmella and Liv feud for a little while. That could be fun.
Yeah, I could see that. Somebody on this list that I feel also deserves a push is Mr. Apollo Crews.
Yeah,
He was good in NXT. He wasn't like the biggest thing in the world, but I've always thought he was dope and obviously
Yeah.
very athletic. I think he should,
he had a
his
little
thing.
bit going for him before Mania.
Mhm.
There was a little thing with the battle royal.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I feel like my same issues with him are what I have with Cedric.
Mhm.
Both amazing in the ring, and they deserve a push both equally. But he needs to, I think, work on his character stuff a little bit.
Mm.
Him, Titus, and Dana stuff was great.
Yeah.
I love that. But yeah.
Let's see. Cyborg says WWE sees big time in Liv. That's why they moved her up so soon. I mean, no, I'm not discounting like what she can do
Yeah.
or the faith they have in her. I don't think like it's misplaced or anything. I just think like it's good the faith's there. Let's do something with it type thing, if that makes sense. He had a big pose down with Lashley. Probably should have gotten the Intercontinental spot. A pose down? Oh god.
Yeah, it was pretty jokey, but the crowd there, I don't know what city it was, but the crowd booed Lashley heavily, and when Cruz did it, like the entire stadium arena like what crazy loud, which was awesome because obviously Lashley has the bigger muscles,
Yeah.
and it was just funny that everyone is rooting for Apollo. But yeah,
Some people moving to Raw that I have thoughts on. Mr. EC3 hasn't done anything since he's been called up. He should have been a guy that stayed in NXT. Not because he doesn't have skill, but just like establish him, do something. He's good.
yeah. EC going back to the other topic, EC3 is one that doesn't click with me.
Okay.
I saw him in a few matches. He doesn't really stand out to me all that much.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the gimmick, how he's better than everyone, top 1%.
Yeah.
But he's one like, yay, he's on Raw finally.
Mm-hmm.
Who's he gonna face? Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
And of course, that match is gonna be nothing but a squash. Like,
Yeah, I feel like you said, you didn't connect with him right now. I think if he stayed in NXT, like the gimmick's fine. I think it would have given it a little bit of time to morph into what it could be. Similar to Velveteen. Like Velveteen was just still whatever his real name is, Patrick something.
Patrick Clark.
He was Patrick Clark as Velveteen before they gave him the name Velveteen. And like that's obviously transformed and morphed into what it is now, and it's good.
Yeah.
So I feel if you did that with EC3, like that was good because he had a pretty good showing and reception when him and Ricochet both debuted during that North American. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know.
See, that's something. When I was there for SmackDown, before SmackDown started, they did a dark match. It was Jinder versus EC3 with Drake Maverick as his manager.
Okay.
And I really loved that pairing, but then it looks like they completely stopped it.
Well, him and Drake were a thing in TNA as
they were.
because Drake
Okay.
was Rockstar Spud, and yeah, they were a pairing there. So yeah, I could see that working, which is interesting because Maverick was managing AOP. One of them's out with an injury, but he was still managing 205. So it's like,
He still is.
I don't know. I'm fine with Drake. Either he should be in talent if he wants to wrestle. I think he should do it. But also, like, he could be a manager. I think managers are a good thing. We should get more of them. But if so, take him out of the management position. Before Matt returned, there was big rumors that he was going to GM somewhere. But Hurricane's backstage. Let Hurricane GM.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. So yeah, EC3. I hope they can figure out something with him.
Yeah.
Another. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
I mentioned it earlier, but Andrade on Raw has me super excited.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you feel about Andrade, but he is to me, one of the best in the world. He puts on quality matches. Him again with the manager with Zelina.
Yeah.
Awesome pairing.
Big move. That's a good one.
So I hope that they can give him a really nice run.
Yeah.
I'm kind of upset that Ray also moved with him because they can fight forever, which is great, but I don't want them to just do that just to do that.
The week after, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's a good move, and like you said, the pairing with him and Zelina is great. Because he was one that he was one of the NXT guys that when he showed up was very okay, he's a guy. I mean, he's talented, but all right.
And he was a good guy.
Yeah. And he had his little hat and little suspenders, and it's okay, I don't get it, but yeah, no, I like the impromptu little thing he and Gargano had. The program they had together was good. And yeah, he's grown on me since then. Another heartbreaker on here, not because he's moving, but because of what it led to, is Eric Young. EY, no more Sanity. Yeah. Not that they treated Sanity well in the call-up, but...
I mean, Miz beat them single-handedly by himself the week before. I guess it's okay.
Yeah, if they push EY, which they should, I'm all for it. I'm sad that, like I said, Sandy's not a thing. Nikki's good. The whole group was good. Alexander Wolf now over in UK NXT. Cool.
Which I think he asked for.
Okay, solid. I don't know what's going on with Killian Dane. So
there were rumors that he asked for his release, I think.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which sucks because they were actually pushing him big time. He was one of the final ones in the Battle Royale at Mania 2 years ago, right?
Yes.
Which is a shock. I mean, if they do something with EY now, I'm fine with it. Because he was one that I wasn't super familiar with, but when he showed up in NXT and watching him wrestle for the first time, I was like, yeah, I like it. Very scrappy, like underdog, and I love an underdog type of person. So, yeah, if it works, I hope so. But I've been watching WWE for a very long time. I know that they don't give them a lot of time to make things work.
Right.
Which makes me upset. So we'll see.
Raw's now Impact with all the former TNA guys. We just need Dixie Carter to be GM. I mean, what is she doing now? Come on. But yeah, it is. It is. Heard EY's going backstage. Ooh. I hope not. Putting with Bobby and EC3. Maybe.
That would be kind of cool.
Interesting. You'd have to change what EY's been doing, which isn't, a bad thing, but yeah, I don't know.
Would they allude to the Impact history there?
I mean, they got it at some point, right? Because they've already slowly been doing it with getting the footage for the Hardy stuff, and then maybe it was Angle stuff or Jarrett stuff. I don't know. So they've already done the Global Wrestling Network ad, blah blah blah, yada 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 thing. I think we're clean out of the whole of that war. Let's just acknowledge it and go from there.
Yeah.
They're too they recognize New Japan all the time. So you got, don't worry, you're on this pedestal. Yeah. You got all the ants down there. Give them you don't need to be so afraid.
Yep.
Let's see. Is there anybody else really standing out besides the name change fuckery that's that? Oh!
I also, part of the changes that I thought was really funny because they kept all the married couples together. So Usos and Naomi are over now. Logan and the Viking Experience are now together. There was another one too.
Not a married couple, but Charlotte and Andrade are split.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, but now, that's the other one. Zelina and Alistair now together.
Yep.
I thought that was really funny on Raw that they kind of paired them all up.
Yeah. Bring back the Impact players, this time guys from Impact Wrestling. I mean, primetime players? PTP!
Millions of dollars.
Okay, so we talked about name change bullshit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back on the tag team thing because we already RIP'd Riot Squad. You broke up a team to then make a new team and another breakup of a team, bringing up Kairi Sane. Yeah. Teaming with Asuka. No. You already had an established team in Sky Pirates. Move them both up.
Yeah, yeah, it didn't make much sense. I thought like because Paige teased it the week before, she was like, "Oh, you'll never guess like this new team I'm gonna bring up."
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, and then Asuka came out. I was like, "Oh, come on,
Yep.
come on." I guess Io is just gonna, she's gonna have a run with the tag title eventually, or
Mhm.
not tag title, the
Women's belt.
women's title.
Yeah.
So okay, great, but like you said, the Sky Pirates is already there.
You broke up a team to make another team. Two Asians or two Asians. Ay. Ay.
That was a funny moment though when Paige came out and she said she was managing a new team, and then Mandy Rose and Sonya come out.
Yeah, that was
I
good.
thought that was really well played.
That was good. I'm glad they put them back together because like you need tag teams now. So like